Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about how you can set up the data exchange definition for specific requirements from your bank to match the specification from your bank for the EFT. EFT means the electronic fund transfer. So how can we achieve this in Dynamics 365 Business Central? So you could see I'm on the payment journal of my Business Central. I'm still using Business Central version 14, so I'm still having the Windows client. And so on this exported EFT file, which is the TXT format, then you could see the amount showing up here, which is matching this amount on my payment journal line, and it is $128.02. So for this $128.02, if you look at the exact requirements from the bank, then it tells you this is the detail. So you have for the specification provided by your bank, it has the detail record, it has the header, and also it has the trailer. So we are looking at the detailed record. And under the detailed record, you could see for this amount, this is the requirement from the bank. The value must be greater than 0, and the field is unsigned. So minus, no, plus, or minus indicators. So the field is unsigned, so it doesn't want you to put in plus or minus indicator on it, and decimal point is not accepted. So it doesn't want to be this format, like I have a point here, which is the decimal point. And the field must use leading zeros, so we are meeting that requirement, we are using the leading zeros. And then example is this $1,234.56 is entered as all the 4 zeros in the front, then it's the number, but you don't see the decimal there. So if example this amount is entered, even like after decimal places you have 2 zeros, like in your Dynamics Nav or Business Central, if you are rounding that amount in the payment journal to 2 decimal places, then you will see it's like this format. There's no dot in the middle to indicate a decimal. So, but our file obviously does not meet this requirement. Let's disregard this 10-character requirement for now, but we can easily change that in the length of the data exchange definition. So, in order to achieve that, let's go to our data exchange definition. And how do you know which data exchange definition is used? Okay. So actually, I'm using this one, CAEFTTD. That's the one I want to use, but let's go to this bank account to see which one is used. So in my payment journal, then the bank I'm using is this operating bank, WWB operating bank, but I want to show you like I'm really using that bank. So you can see it's a WWB bank account is this WWB-operating bank. Okay, so if we go to that bank card and then look at the transfer fast tab, then under the transfer fast tab it will specify the payment export format. So this is where you specify the data exchange definition. So actually here you can see the data exchange definition code here is the CAEFT default. So actually we need to change that format instead of the other one, okay? So then let's go to the data exchange definition. Just filter by this data exchange definition. So the amount we want to change is under the detail section, and then we want to currently the payment amount right now, the length is 9 characters, actually, and 9 characters, and we're using the pad character of 0, and it's right justified. Okay, so what we can do here in order for it to meet our requirement, we can go to the field mapping and find this field mapping for the payment amount. Then for this multiplier, this column does not show by default. If you don't have it show up here, you have to choose column and add it from the left-hand side to the right-hand side so the field is available. And then in order to make that show in integer, we have to without the decimal, so we have to put 100 as the multiplier. Then we want to override the existing value. So we want to make that change. So after we make this change, then we can go back to see if this change can take effect. So what we need to do, we need to create a new purchase invoice. And for that vendor, I have the EFT enabled and have the vendor bank account information set up for EFT. So that vendor actually for me in this system is this vendor 20,000. And then I'm gonna create a GL account on the line and pick a GL account I can post to it and put the quantity. Let's put some amount there, okay? And so this amount after the calculation, so if you look at the statistics, so the total including tax is $135.93, okay? And then we can post this. We have to give it vendor invoice number in order for us to post. So let's post this. Then let's go to the payment journal, and then we can just create a payment journal line for this entry. So we can create for this entry. Okay, so then we can go to the applies to doc number. Then we can just select this new invoice, 135.93. That's the one, and click OK. So it's populated on the line. The first step you need to do for the EFT is the export, but we forgot to select the bank payment type. That's important. So then you export it to, I'm gonna export it to my desktop. And then after the export, I can go to actions and generate the EFT file. So I can see after export, this line shows up here. Click on actions, generate EFT file. Still select my desktop. Let's just save it there for easy access. So then I'm going to my desktop. So we can take a look there. So under the desktop, that's just sort by this date modified. Then we can take a look of this file generated. So actually, it's still not what we want. So here is what you have to pay attention to. The reason it is not as what I expected is because I forgot the data type. So if we go back to that data exchange definition, because the data type I use for that payment amount field right now is text. You cannot use multiplier on the text data type because for the text it's not a number you can have calculation on, right? So then I have to change this. You see now this is payment amount here. The data type I have to change it to use the decimal. Okay. Only one is the data type of number like a decimal or it doesn't have the integer, but only one this is a data type of data, not text, then we can have the math calculation on it. We can have the calculation on it. Otherwise, then it will not be able to times 100 if it's text data type. Okay, so that's the change we need to do. But after you select this, you have to add a data format culture. Let's put this en-us here. So then we can save this change. Let's double check to make sure this change has been saved. So let's go back to this payment amount. Then we can see this change is saved. It's decimal data type and the data formatting culture is en-us. Okay, so now let's go back. Let's create a new invoice again. And then for this new invoice, I'm still gonna use this vendor. So let's put in the vendor number and then just in the line select GL account and select this first GL account and put a quantity 1 and 120.19. Let's put another number, go to statistics, F7. You can see the total is 135.81, right? With the text. And then we can give it vendor invoice number, EFT, that's 4. Okay. So let's post this, then go to the payment journal. So we can, let's see if I have the payment journal open. Then let's create another line for this vendor. And I'm gonna select this. And in the applies to doc number, let's go to click on this drop down. Then we can select this This is the 135.81. Click on OK. Okay, and now we have this populated. Let's export it first. Okay, and still select my desktop. And now let's generate a EFT file. Click on Actions, Generate EFT File, Actions, Generate EFT Files. Still select my desktop to generate it. Okay, it's generated. Let's take a look how it looks like now. We still sort by this date modified, and then open this txt file. So you can see now this amount is the format we are expecting, right? Because we changed it. There are two things we need to change. In the field mapping, you have to apply the multiplier, and that multiplier has to be 100, and you have to override the existing value with the decimal in the field mapping. And under the definition, you have to specify the data type. The line definition has to have a data type of the decimal instead of text. Okay, so then that multiplier can be applied for the calculation. So this is the format we expect. It will be $135.81. Okay, yeah, that's just a little trick for you to have this field mapping, and for the value to show instead of decimal, and it will show you without the decimal place, which is the format the bank will accept. Okay, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.